My mother demanded I thank her in my award speech, so I did, just not how she expected. I was 6 when my biological parents gave me up, not because they didn't love me. They visited every month until the adoption was finalized, tears streaming down their faces each time they left. They were good people drowning in medical debt from my premature birth, working 3 jobs between them, living in a studio apartment with no heat. When child services found out I was sleeping on couch cushions on the floor, they gave my parents a choice: voluntary adoption or losing me to the system. Mrs. Patricia Patterson seemed like a miracle, a respected teacher with 30 years experience, a beautiful suburban home, and glowing references. She told the judge she'd always wanted a daughter to mentor and shape. My bio parents thought they were giving me a better life. They couldn't have known what shaping meant to her. The National Teaching Excellence Award ceremony was her victory lap. 43 texts that week about my acceptance speech, each one more insistent than the last. Remember to mention my sacrifices. The final one read: "The audience needs to know who made you successful." She sat front row center, already practicing her humble smile for when I'd thank her. "I want to thank my mother," I began, watching her straighten in her seat, "for teaching me exactly what kind of educator I never want to be." The silence was immediate. 2,000 educators frozen in place. Sarah Michelle Patterson. She used my full adoption name like a weapon. "Stop this immediately. My adoptive mother taught me that love can be conditional, even when it's legally binding, that a child's worth can be measured in test scores and report cards, that B+ means failure when you live with a teacher who demands perfection. The consequence for this B+ was a month of copying dictionary pages every night until 2 a.m. My hands would cramp so badly I couldn't hold a pencil the next day. When my teacher asked why my handwriting was getting worse, my mother told her I was lazy. "You needed discipline," she shouted from her seat. I was 9. I needed sleep. 2nd place at the state spelling bee. My punishment? 3 months of memorizing the entire dictionary, 4 hours every night. No dinner until I could recite 50 pages perfectly. I was 11 and weighed 60 pounds. Gasps from the audience. When teachers asked about my weight, she told them I was naturally thin. When they asked about me falling asleep in class, she said I stayed up reading because I loved learning so much. Who would question Patricia Patterson, Teacher of the Year 3 times running? When testing suggested I might be dyslexic, she refused evaluation, told the school psychologist I was too smart for learning disabilities. The truth? She couldn't bear the shame of having an imperfect child. So instead, she made me write every assignment 3 times, once for practice, once for her review, once for submission. My fingers bled. She called it building character. "You got into Harvard," she screamed. "I made you successful. I got into Harvard despite you." After Mrs. Rodriguez, I pointed to row 12, where my sophomore English teacher sat, secretly arranged dyslexia testing and tutoring, paying for it herself because she saw a brilliant kid drowning. After she let me sleep in her classroom during lunch because I was so exhausted. After she called CPS, who did nothing because you were Patricia Patterson, pillar of the education community, 14 years old, admitted for exhaustion and malnutrition. You told them I had an eating disorder, that I was doing it for attention. The truth? I was studying 18 hours a day, surviving on crackers and water because mealtimes were for students who earned them. My mother tried to leave. The superintendent himself stood up, gesturing for her to sit back down. "But here's what you really taught me," I continued, voice steady. "You taught me that some teachers don't see children. They see resumes they can build. You taught me that adoption isn't always rescue. Sometimes it's just ownership transfer. You taught me that the cruelest abuse leaves no bruises, just a child who believes they're never good enough." I looked directly at her. "My biological parents gave me up because they loved me too much to watch me suffer in poverty. You adopted me because you loved yourself too much to accept anything less than perfection. After everything I sacrificed, you sacrificed nothing. You gained a project. Every award I won went on your resume. Every achievement became your talking point at conferences." I found my biological parents last year. They've been sober for 8 years, both working steady jobs, living in a 2-bedroom apartment, the one they saved for, hoping maybe someday I'd visit. They cried when I told them about my teaching award, not because it made them proud of what I'd achieved, but because it meant I'd survived you. "I made you who you are." "No," I said into the microphone, my voice carrying across the entire auditorium. "My biological parents made me who I am, someone capable of love. Mrs. Rodriguez showed me who I could become, someone worthy of it. You just showed me who never to be."